Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for your punctuality. Today, we're going to start working on your book, English ID. We finished studying over the Spotlight on Literature C. And today, we're going to start unit number 3 in your books. So I want you to open unit to page 26. Here we are, page 26 in your English IDs. Unit number 3 is called, Do You Get Stressed When Traveling? All right, so nowadays, you know that it's very difficult to travel because of the pandemic situation. So there are a lot of restrictions in the airports or in the frontiers. It's very difficult. They ask you for many requirements in order to let leave the country because of the sanitary situation, you know, that the COVID has created a lot of difficulties, especially in airports. But you can travel not just by an airplane, you can travel to different cities, different places in El Salvador. And I don't think that you get stressed when traveling in El Salvador, or at least this is what I think. I assume that. But it happens to you that you get stressed when you have to take, you know, a long trip, maybe to take an airplane or go somewhere else far. Um, Celeste Gonzalez, can you talk? Or Genesis Castillo?
Hi, teacher.
Hello. Tell me, do you get stressed when you travel? Anxious or something when you travel? I can hear you.
No, teacher.
No, you
No,
don't.
no.
Okay, thank you. So this is what I think. I assume that you don't get stressed when you travel because traveling is something that tends to do the opposite, right? On stress you out from the daily routines, from your pressures at your job or at school, from all that. So traveling is apparently something that helps you to relieve stress, not to gain stress. But there are some people who travels every time they have to do something at their work, and because all of the situations, at least the ones that you can see here in the pictures, sometimes it can be very stressful. But I want to share with you a clip of of the benefits of traveling. So, and I want to share it with you. So pay attention, please. Benefits of traveling, or why traveling it is important.
We all need a break from our everyday life. Going on a vacation is fun and fulfilling, but you can gain a lot more by actually traveling, exploring, and being present at the places you visit. Here are some benefits of traveling. It is better to spend your money on experiences rather than on material things. The memories you collect are like treasures. They will remain forever and will bring you more happiness than some new clothes or other material things. Think how good it will feel when you're old and you look back to see not only an ordinary routine, but also adventures and unique experiences you had gone through. And not only when you're old. Ever a few years from now, you can recall how much fun you had and plan your next adventure. In the end, you will not regret the things you've done, but the things you didn't do.
Okay, this point is very interesting. It says that you better collect experiences Because when you grow older, you will feel more satisfied remembering all the experience that you live, all the adventures that you have in other places. And because eventually at the end, you will regret for the things that you didn't do, not for the things that you did. This is a very interesting point of view. It is better to collect memories of pictures in this time, because every time that you go somewhere, you take a lot of pictures and you post them. So those memories are going to be with you forever, not only in those pictures, in those posts, but in your mind and in your heart. And at the end of your youth, you will really appreciate those memories and those moments better than having material things.
Traveling is a great opportunity to temporarily get away from your everyday life and look at it from a different point of view. It's so much easier to deal with issues and solve problems when you look at them from the outside. While traveling, you have a lot of time to think without distractions and make healthy decisions. You will have a better perspective and maybe even realize that things are not that bad as you thought. In our everyday life, we're used to doing the same things, meeting the same people, going to the same places. We basically live in our comfort zone. When you travel, you get out of your bubble. You meet new people, other travelers and locals. You're exposed to different cultures. You see different landscapes and views. You experience new things. You learn that the world is diverse and it helps you understand people that are different from you. Traveling actually makes you smarter. You learn new things all the time. When you travel, you get into unusual situations and face different challenges.
So it says right there that when we are trapped in the routine, so we met the same people, we visit the same places, and we do the same things. When you travel, you meet new people, obviously locals or other travelers like you, and you experience different things. You are willing to do activities that probably in El Salvador cannot be practiced, like scuba diving, skiing. So it depends on the place that you go, that you can experience those adventures by yourself. It also says that you leave your zone of comfort, your comfort zone, that some people call it, your bubble. So you go out there and you experience new things than the ones that we live in our everyday life.
It makes you push your limits, handle things better, and come up with creative solutions. After all, the best way to learn is through experience. Traveling helps you to know yourself better. You're out of your comfort zone and get to see your behavior in different situations, sometimes even extreme ones. You will be surprised to find out new things about yourself that you didn't know and decide what and how to improve. The best part of traveling is the people you meet along the way. You get to meet new people from countries around the world whom you would never have met in your daily life. You listen to their stories, tell yours, hear various opinions, and experience things together with people. Happiness is greater when shared with others. Traveling may sound scary or too challenging to some people, and it's okay. Just remember that you can choose your own kind of travel. It doesn't have to be trekking in the mountains, although that could be fun. But you can do anything. Explore cities, do some couch surfing, relax in nature, visit small villages, and so on. You will get more confident and learn what is good for you. Hey, have a nice trip. Thank you for watching.
Okay, as you could plainly see and hear, you now see that traveling is a good thing. And sometimes it may cause trouble, of course. Along the way, you may find a lot of setbacks there because, some things don't work exactly the way that you're supposed to plan when you go out and visit different countries or different cities. El Salvador is a very small country, and so that's why maybe going to the beach it doesn't represent a big deal, or going to the mountains doesn't represent a big deal because everything is very close because it's very small. but think of other nations where people got to take an airplane just to visit another city. So here we don't need to take an airplane, to get on an airplane to go to San Miguel, because San Miguel is 2 hours or 3 hours away from San Salvador. It's not a big trouble, but people get stressed anyways. And we're gonna discuss a couple of things on page 26 in your books, page 26 in your English ID. We're starting unit 3, lesson number 1. So there we have the first exercise, vocabulary, traveling. Listen and match 7 extracts of Big's vacation to pictures A to G. So we're gonna listen number 1, number 2, number 3, and you have to write those numbers in every picture from A, B, until letter G, right here in the middle. We're gonna listen to the extracts twice, and then we're gonna discuss these questions.
Audio 3.1. 1,
Only $60 a night with breakfast. Yeah!
2,
Why do I always take so many clothes?
3,
Gee, the line is so long. I'm gonna miss my train.
4,
Oh no, there are so many people. Where's platform 17?
5,
Wait for me! Oh no, the next train doesn't come for an hour.
6,
Yeah, vacation at last. I love flying.
7,
Sorry, sir, but what's this? Did you buy it on vacation?
Audio 3.1. 1,
Only $60 a night with breakfast. Yeah!
2,
Why do I always take so many clothes?
3,
Gee, the line is so long. I'm gonna miss my train.
4,
Oh no, there are so many people. Where's platform 17?
5,
Wait for me! Oh no, the next train doesn't come for an hour.
6,
Yeah, vacation at last. I love flying.
7,
Sorry, sir, but what's this? Did you buy it on vacation?
All right, I bet that you have the answers, but let's check them anyway. So the extract number 1 was picture D. The second one, it was picture F. Number 3, letter C. 4, letter E. 5, letter B. 6, letter A. And finally, 7 is letter G. So there we have some questions to discuss. And you have to write down your answers in your books. Compare your feelings about traveling. How do you feel traveling long distances by car, by plane, or by train? So just in case if you had a chance to travel by airplane, you can talk about it, but for by train, at least not in this country, that is not possible because we don't have a train that runs throughout the country. But we have a car possibility and also by airplane. Do you like to travel alone or with your family? It says kids right here, but since you don't have kids, maybe your siblings, your little siblings, just in case that you can include it here. If you like to go to exotic places, take short day trips, or doing nothing or rushing around, or here, or how do you feel about this one right here? You can do this, express yourselves and write your responses down, and you will have 6 minutes, 1 minute per each one, 6 minutes to write your answers here, and then you're gonna share some. Please work with this. So this is very unlikely to happen to you, but it could. Eventually it could happen. I'm gonna share my experiences with you, or at least I will try to figure it out what I will do in these particular situations. If I save a lot of money and booking an expensive hotel online, first and foremost, I will never book online because I don't trust in that system. It's not that it's not safe, it's that I don't feel safe. I don't feel confident to do this booking online. All right, and the kind you always dream of. And when I discover the place is not what I saw on the site. You see, that may happen. So you can see beautiful pictures of a place and get deceived by the pictures. And the place is not even finished. What do you do? Well, I personally, I will ask for you know, for extra benefits because sometimes they don't give you the money back. They don't refund your money. They don't give it back. I will try to ask for other benefits. Probably there were not so many, or definitely I will ask for my money back. In the second one, if 4 p.m. and the train has just left and I missed it, and the next one goes in 5 hours. Well, in that case, there's nothing you can do. There is absolutely nothing that you can do about it because you have to wait, and all the closes, all the places at the train station are closed. So just to wait. Here you don't have a word. You don't have anything to do. Then number 3 is December the 23rd. You are at a crowded and cold bus station standing in line, and the ticket agent says that there are no more tickets available. You won't be home on December the 24th or December 24th. What do you do? So remember those days, those holidays, people don't work, or many places, many shops are closed. It is very difficult to get a taxi. So these days you can call an Uber, you can ask for an Uber, but that's what I will try to do, to reach out a friend who owns a car, and probably he or she can take me home December the 24th. But this is what I personally would do. So now you have to share your experiences or your reactions towards these situations here. Um, and then you're gonna calculate and see some complete version of the quiz, and you have to choose A, B, or C. All right, but I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to complete this part, okay? Because they're gonna give you some options. When you listen to the whole quiz, you will listen option A, B, or C, and you're gonna pick up one of them. But now just try to figure it out what would you do in these particular situations? All right, this is how it goes. You're gonna listen to the whole version of the quiz, choose what would you do, A, B, or C, and for every letter A that you choose, you have to add 3 points. For every B, 2, and for every C, 1. And then you will see the level of stress that you have. If you got a score from 8 to 11, so there is something here, there's a description from 12 to 19 here, and from 20 to 21, it means this. We're gonna read it later. Right now, I just want to listen to the quiz. We're gonna listen it twice.
Audio 3.2. What's your level of travel stress? Take our quiz and find out.
Before the journey.
1,
You've saved a lot of money and booked an expensive hotel online, the kind you've always dreamed of. When you get there, you discover the place is not what you saw on the site. It's not even finished. What do you do? A. Ask for your money back immediately. B. If there's enough time, look for another one. C. Nothing. You'll only sleep there, but you ask for a discount.
2. It's 4 p.m. You've tried all you could, but you couldn't get to the station on time and missed your train. Now you have to wait 5 hours for the next one. All the shops at the train station are closed. What do you do? A. Walk up and down in the station and check the clock every 10 minutes. B. Try to find something to do outside the station. C. Sit down and relax. 3.
It's December 23rd. You're at a crowded and cold bus station, standing in line. The ticket agent says there are no more tickets available. You won't be home on December 24th. What do you do? A. Sit down and cry. B. Try to rent a car and go anyway. C. Call your parents and explain.
4. It's time to go to the airport. You've packed all your bags, turned off the lights, and called a taxi. On the way to the airport, the car breaks down and stops in the middle of the road. What do you do? A. Start to cry. B. Pay the driver and try to find another taxi. C. Help the driver fix the car and hope there will be time to get to the airport. During the journey. 5.
You've boarded an old and crowded plane. All you want to do is get some sleep. You hope there's no one sitting next to you, but you see a mother and a very young kid. What do you say? A. Ask the flight attendant to find you a new seat. B. You say nothing. Sit down and close your eyes immediately to make sure that the mother knows you want to sleep. C. Introduce yourself to the family and play peekaboo through the flight to keep the kid quiet.
6. You're on the plane. The flight attendant has dropped a cup of coffee on your laptop. You turn it on, but it isn't working. You don't know if the problem is permanent. What do you say? A. I want a new one. Do you hear me? B. Who can I call about this? C. Don't worry. These things happen. After the journey. 7.
You've arrived at the hotel and checked in. You're exhausted after your journey. The 3 elevators are out of order, and your room is on the 10th floor. What do you say? A. This is ridiculous. I want my money back. B. Do you know what time they're going to repair them? C. Well, no problem. It's nice to get some exercise.
8. You've just come back from a shopping trip to Miami. You're stopped at customs. In your suitcase, there are a lot of things you forgot to declare. What do? A. Sit down and cry. B. Try to convince the customs officer to let you go. C. Say you're sorry and pay the extra tax.
All right, they were the choices. And then it's time for you to calculate your results. Remember that we have the scores right here. If you are from 8 to 11, you are calm and in control. Your friends probably think you are a great travel companion. You don't get stressed when things go wrong and always see the positive side of any bad situation. Well, that is a good one. But I think the best is this one, balance. You know how to have good time and don't usually let small incidents interfere with your vacation. But depending on the situation, you can get angry or impatient. So this one is some sort of normal. You see, you are a calm person, but when the things go wrong, you gotta get angry because sometimes you have to stand for yourself. Sometimes it depends on the situation, like it says here. And from 20 to 24 is stress and impatient. It's probably hard to travel with you. You get really annoyed if things go wrong and don't enjoy your vacation as much as you could. So this one here and this one right here, I think they're not too healthy for you. I think that the most important thing is to keep a balance of your reactions because you can become in control all the time. There are situations that demand to take some actions. Then we have this lesson number 2. Have you ever been to Australia? I have never been to Australia. And for this lesson, we're going to be using a present perfect tense. And that's why we're going to watch a video of an explanation. When do we use and what do we use present perfect tense? So give me a second. I'm going to share it with you. Okay, there we have it. She explains very well. You will see some examples, the structures, how to state present perfect sentences, and more especially, when do we use present perfect?
The present perfect? Why is the present perfect so confusing? Why can't I use the simple past? I'm Arnell from Arnell's Everyday English, and today I'm going to help you answer these questions. This tense can be very confusing, so you need a pen and a notebook. Get ready to take notes.
So this is very important, and also she suggested, so take note.
Today it's the grammatical structure with pronunciation, a connection to the present, finished and unfinished time with the past simple, and typical mistakes. We're going to look at all of these step by step. Let's begin. The grammatical structure. We form the present perfect, have, has, plus past participle. When do we use have? When do we use has? You have he, she, it, has. We have, they have. Remember, the S in has is pronounced z, like zebra. Z like zebra. What's the past participle? The past participle is verb number 3. Infinitive, eat. Past simple, ate. Past participle, eaten. The same goes for regular verbs. Dance, danced, danced. Affirmative, I have eaten. Pete has eaten. Negative, I have not eaten. Pete has not eaten. Question, have you eaten? Has Pete eaten? In spoken English, we normally contract. This is very natural. I have becomes I've. You have, you've, he's, she's, it's, we've, they've. For negatives, the contractions are a little bit different. I have not becomes I haven't. You haven't. He, she, it hasn't. We haven't. They haven't. For this lesson, I'm going to contract a lot of things because I'm speaking. Grammatical structure, done. Let's keep going. A connection to the present. This is really important with the present perfect. Let's do a few examples together, but I need perfect. We have the past and the present. I've lived in New York for 5 years. I moved to New York in the past. What's the connection to the present? Now I still live in New York. Will I continue to live in New York? That's not important. That information doesn't matter. Pete and I have been together for 8 years.
All right, just to understand this timeline that it's in the past and the present. So we use present perfect to describe something, an action, or anything that started in a specific point in the past. But remember that we use past tense when something starts in the past and finish in the past tense. But here we have a situation like Pete and she, let's say, have been together for 8 years. So the action started in the past, but they're still together. So they are together here in the present as well. So the action didn't finish. The action continues up to the present. So this is just to understand this timeline.
We got married in 2011. What's the connection to the present? Now we are still married. We are still together. Will this action continue in the future? It's not important. I've had my dog Bubbles since I was 15. I bought Bubbles when she was a little puppy. What's the connection to the present? Now I still have Bubbles. when we're using the present perfect, we're really trying to link the past to the present. There's a present impact. Riley's lost his job. In the past, he lost his job. Now, what's the present impact? Now, he doesn't have a job. Now he's stressed. I can't find my keys. I've looked everywhere. I lost my keys. I've looked everywhere. What's the present impact? Now I can't get in my house. Now I don't know what to do. We see this grammar a lot in the news. Why? Because past actions have present impacts. The government has decided to increase taxes. The decision was made in the past. Now, what's the present impact? Now, taxes are rising. Heavy rain has caused flooding in many areas. What's flooding? Flooding is when water gets too high. It started raining in the past. Now, what's the present impact? Now people need help. Cars have been damaged. The roads are ruined. Let's continue. Finished and unfinished time. Remember this. We'll return to this. We use a present perfect for past experiences. I've been to France twice. My best friend and I have watched Titanic so many times. I've met the Pope. These are all life experiences. When did these things happen? When we use a present perfect, we do not give a specific finish time.
And here's when we can relate the question in lesson number 2. Have you ever been to Australia? You may respond yes or no. You're talking about a past experience that you have had before now. So anything that you have done in a specific point in the past, but you don't want to say exactly when, but has happened before now, is expressed with present perfect. I've been to France twice. When? Like she says right here, that is not important. When is not said because it's not important, you don't want to know. And this is where the question has to be answered, the question of lesson number 2. If you had been to Australia, it's not asking you when exactly, only if you had been to that place before, right?
I've been to France twice, in 2015 and 2016. 2015 and 2016 are finished times. Now it's 2019. My best friend and I have watched Titanic so many times in high school. Now I'm not in high school. It's a finished time. I've met the Pope in July. Now it's September. July is a finished time. So Arnaud, what is unfinished time? I have a calendar. Today it's the 8th. Is the month finished? It's not finished. I haven't been to the gym this month. This month is correct. The month isn't over. My flatmate and I have cooked Indian food twice this week. This week isn't over. It's only Wednesday. Oh, I've written over 50 emails today. Is today over? It's only 2 o'clock. The day isn't finished. In my life, I have traveled to so many places. In my life isn't a finished time. I'm still living. No! Oh. Past simple, present perfect. I've been to France twice. I went to France in 2015 and 2016. My best friend and I have watched Titanic so many times. We watched Titanic so many times in high school. I've met the Pope. I met the Pope in July. Typical mistakes. Number 1, using the past simple instead of the past participle. I have ate. I have eaten. She has saw. She has seen. Remember to...
So this is true. I remember when I used to grade papers, I remember that many students did this mistake, that you do not conjugate or inflect the verb in past participle, because we need to use the past participle. And some students, I remember, they wrote the simple past form. After have, you have to write the past participle, as you can see here in the examples. It's a very common mistake. I used to see it on papers.
To use the past participle. This is very important with irregular verbs. Number 2, we spoke about this a lot. Using the present perfect with a specific finished time. Last night, I've gone to the pub with a few friends. Last night, I went. Number 3, it's important to remember the time doesn't need to be in the same sentence. It needs to be in the context of a conversation. Here's a conversation. Have you tried that Greek restaurant Heracles? You mean the one by the train station? Yeah. Oh, actually, my boyfriend and I went there last week. As you can see, we begin the conversation with the present perfect. Have you been? I'm interested in the experience. I don't care when. As the conversation continues, we use a past simple. Why? Because last week is a specific finished time. How was it? Was it okay? Yeah, the food was great. I had the lamb platter. Now, we continue in the past simple. Because last week is my finish time, and we continue because I have the time in mind. Wow, you've done a great job.
Well, I hope that this video has provided you a lot of information about the tense we're going to use. You see, it's kind of complicated, but if you pay attention to certain details, it would be very easy and very simple to express yourself using a present perfect. And let's come back to the lesson number 2. Like she said, when I ask you, have you ever been to Australia? I'm asking you and I'm concerned about the experience, not when it happened. Not when. I just wanted to know if you have experienced this before, at any point before now. So then we have two colleagues talking about an experience in Australia. We're gonna listen it in parts. Actually, it takes 3 parts. The first one is just to listen and complete the conversations 1 to 4. Listen to part of Juan, Pedro's, and Harry's conversation and complete from 1 to 4. So Katie is Harry's. So you have to write the relationship they have, where she lives, what she wants from Harry, and where did Pedro go. Then you're gonna listen to think to reasons why Harry is hesitant. Well, you will understand this from the first part. So we're gonna listen and complete with the information in the gaps.
Audio 3.3.
So, how's Kathy, anyway?
Fine, fine. Have you seen her photos?
Yep, I saw them on Facebook. She's really pretty. Congratulations.
She's seen your photos, too.
Really? Did she like me?
Anyway, she says she wants to meet me.
Oh, finally. I mean, 2 years dating online. Come on. That's like eternity. So, when is she coming to the States?
She's not. She wants me to go to Australia. Like, next month.
That's great. I've been to Australia twice.
Oh, yeah? Did you go on business?
Uh-huh. Zero fun. Just work, work, work. How about you?
Nope. Never been there.
So, have you started packing? What?
Well...
Audio 3.4.
So, have you started packing? What?
Well, the thing is, I don't know if I'm actually going.
How come? I mean, you love Kathy, right?
I do. I really do. I've never loved anyone that much.
So?
You see, the thing is,
What?
I'm afraid to fly. There.
Oh, here's the reason. He's afraid of flying.
There. I've said it.
Like a phobia or something?
Yeah.
But, have you ever traveled by plane?
Once. Mom took me to Disneyland when I was 5. I cried all the way there. No, seriously. I was terrified. And all the other passengers were shocked, of course. They thought Mom was killing me or something.
Dude, I had no idea. So what are you gonna do?
You have the answers in A and you have the answers in D. The real reason why he's so hesitant to go to Australia is because he doesn't like to fly. He's afraid of it. Then letter C, we're gonna listen to the third part and write true or false.
Audio 3.5.
Dude, I had no idea. So what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Well, easy. Tell her to come to New York. Problem solved.
Nope. Can't do that.
Why not?
She lost her job and doesn't have much money, you know? And she really wants me to meet her parents.
Well, then tell her you're afraid to fly.
Are you crazy? I'm too embarrassed to admit I'm like a 6-year-old.
Have you ever tried therapy? Maybe it can help you get...
Twice. It didn't work. I really don't know what to do.
Hey, I have an idea. Why don't...
Right, Katie makes a lot of money. It's false. She knows about Harry's phobias. False. Harry goes to therapy twice a week. Well, let me check this one because he has been there, but I don't know if he continues to do it. All of them are false. From 1 to 3 are false. And we have some questions to discuss. In your opinion, what's the best solution for their problem? So if Harry is afraid of flying, he got a phobia, and he has tried therapy, what do you think is the solution? Well, the best solution would be that she travels to the United States instead of him going to Australia. But since she can't afford, because she's between jobs, there's no way that she goes to the States. So you have to think a solution for Harry's problem. Then the second question says, do you think long distance relationships can be successful in long term? Do they actually work to have a long distance relationship with somebody in another place? And the third one, do you know anyone who is afraid of flying or afraid of driving or has a different phobia? So answer the questions here in a space in your books. You got 4 minutes to do this. Please work out in your books. All right, and finally we have a present perfect with the first use, past experiences. Remember when the woman and the video explained when we use present perfect for past experiences, we're just concerned about the experience itself. What I mean is that if you have done these things before, not the time that happened, just wanted to know if you have lived uh, these events in your life, they have occurred in your life, if you have been to these places, if you have done these things. Let's see, you're gonna match sentences from 1 to 5 to the responses from number 3. I've been to Australia twice. Have you seen her photos? Have you ever traveled by plane? Have you ever tried therapy? And the last one is she's seen your photos too. And then you have to circle the right answer, yes or no. If sentences from 1 to 5 are about past experiences, circle yes or no. In B, we don't know or we don't care when the things happen, yes or no. The bold verbs here, being, seeing, travel, try, seen, are in the past tense, yes or no. The present perfect structure is have or has plus past participle, yes or no. All past participles have the same form as the past simple. Well, that may happen in regular verbs, but it's different for irregular verbs. So think for 3 minutes, please, and then I'm going to show you the answers. Okay, for exercise 4A, the order is 3, 2, 5, 1, 4. I repeat, 3, 2, 5, 1, 4. And in the grammar chart, number 1, in letter A is yes. In letter B is yes. In letter C is no. Letter D is yes. Letter E is no. A, yes. B, yes. C, no. D, yes. And finally, in letter E is no. And the answer is the responses which tense is used to ask or to give details. When you give details of a present perfect question, you use the past simple. And that was also explained in the clip. Then let's move to grammar section, page 120 in your books. You have extra explanation, you have the structures there. The first use, remember that we have a lot of uses for present perfect. The first one is past experiences. The second is completed actions. For completed actions, we use the words already and yet. Adverbs already, just, and recently. But today, we're just focusing on the experiences themselves, right? You have a good explanation and you have a couple of exercises at the page that goes next, page 121. Right, you have to look at Mark's travel trunk, complete sentences from 1 to 8 with the past participle form of the verbs. We're gonna do this exercise only. Mark has sailed with ed. This is a regular verb on Panama Canal. He's been, B-E-E-N, to NCY several times. That is New York City. Number 3, Mark has seen, with letter N, many Broadway shows. 4, he has climbed, with ed, it's a regular verb, the Andes Mountains once. 5, Mark's gone to the Louvre to see Mona Lisa. 6, he's visited the pyramids of Egypt, visited. 7, Mark has traveled. Well, some people, well, it depends on the area, depends on the speakers and the writers. In England and the United States, sometimes they have different spellings. For traveling or travel, they double letter L in some places, and other people do not double letter L at the end when they conjugate travel in past tense and in ing. So either way, it is okay if you double letter L or you don't. Traveled all the way to China. And the last one is Mark's stayed at the Savvy Hotel in London. And next class, which is next week, we're gonna go over the rest of the exercise, or you can do it freely, right? So thank you very much for your attention, my friends. See you next class.